All right. Hi, remember me? So I'm coming back at the end of the day just to introduce this talk a little bit. So for those who aren't familiar with our LARIAC program, LARIAC is the Los Angeles Regional Imagery Acquisition Consortium. That's what the acronym stands for. We've had an over 20-year consortium in LA County with cities, universities, and community colleges. And more recently, we've added several nonprofits and even, I think, one sort of private-ish developer, 5 Points, up in the North County where they're building a big city now. And the idea here is that we've brought together all these partners in a consortium to get consistent aerial data, remote sensing data, for the entire county that's shared. We pool resources, we get a consistent data set. In our current iteration, LARIAC 7, and each iteration is 3 years, so over 20 years, we have collected our countywide 4-band imagery at 10 centimeter resolution, and then we collect annual imagery over most of the county minus the national forest at in the intervening years 2 and 3. But this year we also collected high resolution LiDAR data, which we're still waiting on, but it'll be coming soon. So this remote sensing program gives us an ability, to collect really valuable data, but I think more importantly, and where we're going with this discussion today, is what are we doing with the data and what can we do with the data as we're looking forward. So for those who are in this world of geospatial, feature extraction. What can we identify in imagery and convert to usable geospatial data, GIS data layers and attributes? So we're not just looking at a pretty picture, but we're interacting analytically with the data. And more recently, Blackshark.AI is a new partner that's come together with us in EagleView to do a proof of concept around 3D visualization, digital twins, as we're looking towards the next generation of LARIAC. So this is sort of at the end of each cycle, we often do sort of experiments and pilot projects to see where we might go in our next cycle more fully. And we thought, what better opportunity to share the potential of this sort of 3D visualization from imagery and other data sources we have access to that can better serve our consortium. Last thing I'll say before I turn it over to Arjun is, if you are here representing an organization that's not a member of LARIAC, please talk to me if you're interested. We'd love to have the consortium grow. The more members, the more shared resources, the more useful data and information and products we can produce. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Arjun.
All right. Okay. Thanks, everyone. All right. So we're excited to share a little bit about EagleView, the partnership with LARIAC, as well as the new collaboration we have with Blackshark.AI. So we'll dive right in. So, a little loud there. Okay. So quick agenda for today is we're going to cover the history of the partnership with LA County and EagleView. Steve hit on most of those points, but we'll dive back in. We're going to cover a quick who we are. Most of you already know who we are as a company, but we'll give you a quick 1,000-foot view of who we are. We're going to jump into some of the new data sets that we have and feature extraction capabilities as a company. And then we're going to go into Blackshark.AI. So we have Chuck over here from Blackshark, which will be able to kind of talk about their company and how they're using our imagery to build some of their 3D models. So looking at this, the partnership with LA and EagleView goes back about 2 decades. So we're very proud of this partnership. We started with LARIAC 2. We support high-resolution aerial imagery, our Connect software platform, and we have a high number of integration capabilities. So quite a bit of integration capabilities. And what that means is we can take our imagery and you can pull it into your own workflows. We recently wrapped up LARIAC 7. And we did a summer ortho-only flight this year, and we have an oblique and ortho flight next summer as well. Those flights both have 4-band NIR as well. So if you do have Connect, look at your image library. You do have updated imagery from the summer. Okay, so one of the things that we like to highlight and we're proud of is the active partnership. So when you look at innovation of the county and LARIAC, we've grown as a company because of this partnership. So when you look at Connect and Connect Admin, many of the updates and innovation as a company has come from requests from LARIAC. So our Connect Admin, our user management tools, if you look at our AccuPlus certified imagery, the high accuracy imagery, A lot of that has also been improved because of this partnership. Flying 4-band with our new Pacific aircraft and camera rig has also come from that partnership with Lariac. So as we've grown as a company, so has that partnership, and we're quite proud of that. Okay, we're also proud to say that LA County is our largest customer partner in the country. We have over 4,300 active users in Connect. That's very, very large. We have some counties that have 2. And so when you think about that, we're quite proud of that. We have over 75 plus integrations. I actually think this number is bigger than that, but if you look at the different cities that are pulling that imagery into Esri, pulling it into your different workflows, there's many, many API integrations that are there. We're averaging about 25,000 image views per day. So if you think about that, I mean, we have dedicated servers supporting just LA County for that. So I'm quite proud of that. I'll be really quick on this. Quick bird's eye view of us as a company. 25-year-old company, previously called Pictometry. And we are in upstate New York. We're headquartered in upstate New York. And so we're your local team. I'm your local team. I live in Corona, California. Okay, so moving along here. So feature extraction. You know, this is a buzzword that many folks have been talking about. One of the things that we've done is we are using AI and ML and data sets to provide your teams with better data to make more informed decisions. So our internal teams, along with some of our third-party partners, have come up with new GIS layers. These layers will be able to be viewed in Connect and within your integrations as well. So the big thing is usability. You know, you can have this great data, but if you can't view it or grab it quickly, that's problematic. So, so looking at this, there are many potential use cases for the new data layers that can be derived from the county. So some of the things that we're seeing are things like the Green New Deal, water conservation efforts, clean energy, waste management, and other initiatives. So tree canopy and vegetation are topics that have been rising, and we've been seeing a lot of interest within the county. Urban planning, community development around greenery, tree cover, fire prevention, through identifying dying vegetation to prevent some of those to do preventative maintenance around fire prevention. We're also seeing a focus on species management and vegetation growth model. So these are going to be feature extraction layers that some point soon you will be able to utilize within your Connect platform or your integrations. Okay, and you know, moving along. So with events, obviously like the Olympics, World Cup coming up, there's a lot of big events coming to the county. And so infrastructure and public safety are also in the forefront. So we are working on feature extraction tools for those as well. Structured data, as we know, it's quite highly used in assessment. It's an area that is used. But we're also seeing a higher usage in public safety initiatives as well. Looking at building structures, pre-planning and support for our first responders and dispatchers. Security planning and surveillance, community zoning, homeless and emergency response planning, and I think I mentioned this, emergency preparedness. So this data, I think the use cases are very broad, and we really want to learn from your teams how you can use it. But we're quite excited about this. Impervious surface data can also be used for urban planning and development, land use management, stormwater management, flood risk analysis, heat island mitigation. So a lot of potential use cases as well. I recently had a chance to read about the 28 by 28 initiative plan, which is a plan to support 28 infrastructure projects before 2028's Olympics. This is great. I mean, this is focusing on regional connectivity, transit solutions, and infrastructure upgrades. And lastly, I do want to touch on solar and clean power programs. These are definitely on the rise, and we're seeing feature extraction for tools that can help with some of these infrastructure initiatives. All in all, we really hope to bring you more usable tools. We want to make Connect more robust and really enable your teams to utilize that data to make more informed decisions. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Black Shark, and thank you for your time.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Chuck Dostal. I'm the Senior Director of Solutions Engineering with Black Shark. Really excited about the opportunity to present here alongside EagleView, and really appreciate the invitation from Lariac to show you guys what we're doing. So I'm going to just give you guys a brief background on Black Shark. I'm sure a lot of you don't know who we are and what we do, and talk a little bit about our products as well, Hunter and Replica. And then I'll go into the partnership that we've got with Lariac and EagleView and how we're helping them build a digital twin of Los Angeles. Okay, so basically we have two sides of our business, really. There's the AI feature extraction side and the 3D generation side of it. So we can take in any data. It can be satellite, aerial, drone. It doesn't even have to be RGB data. It could be SAR or elevation data sets that you can run training on. And in this case, we're going to use EagleView data and show some of the power that you can unlock with really high resolution imagery and other data sets like the elevation. So we take the imagery from any source and you can run it through our Hunter platform and do change detection and feature extraction on anything you can identify. And then that can be procedurally generated in 3D to build a digital twin and then keep that digital twin up to date as well. So instead of talking about it, I'll kind of show you a little demo of how Hunter works. So this is inside of our platform. Basically, this is a tree detection model, and specifically I want to detect palm trees. So I've spent about 30 seconds on this model in this video so far, just coloring in a few different trees, coloring in what trees I don't want and what features I don't want. And you can see it on the right. It learns in real time what it is that you're labeling and what you're getting back. So no longer is AI this black box and no people involved. This kind of gives users the ability to detect anything that they want, which is really great when used with the great planimetric data that EagleView is already extracting. There's a lot of data like that out there it's really crisp, really good data about buildings and vegetation, right? But what if you want other features as well, like regional specific features, or even land use, land cover that's not in those data sets? You can train on that really, really quickly. And this is GIS data. You can take this out, connect it right into your ArcGIS, and feed your results right into your ArcGIS ecosystem, and even pull in imagery from ArcGIS from your enterprise servers as well. And this happens in a matter of minutes. And really the user kind of defines the quality of the outputs. The more training, the better it's going to be. But you can use it on any source. So running this kind of feature detection on EagleView imagery is great. And then if there's maybe an event where you fly a drone and you need to extract features from that too and update your database, you can do that as well. Okay, so let's move into the digital twin piece and what we're doing with LA County and EagleView. So we've taken in EagleView's amazing high-resolution orthos, their 4-inch GSD, 5-band, combine that with the DSM that they produced and their building footprints that they produced, as well as street and tree inventory data from Lariac. We take all that and plug it into our system where we run pre-trained models to extract total vegetation cover, the terrain, and some other things, and then pump that into a global engine, Unreal Engine SDK plugin. And then we can create these amazing 3D city models. And what you're seeing in that one is the Disney Concert Hall. That's actually a hand model that we did for this event. So there's a few different landmarks that we did hand model them. So if you need them in really high detail, we can do that as well. So what does that actually look like? So these are a few videos of the digital twin that we created for LA County inside of Unreal Engine. And this is all really analytical data as well. So really great for a whole bunch of different use cases. Public safety, public planning, engagement. We'll kind of go over a few of those in the next slide. But all of this is procedurally generated. The trees that you see there are accurate trees since we use the tree data from Lariac the species is correct, the height is correct, the location is correct. Same thing with the light poles, as well as these building volumes as well. So these roof colors, the roof facades, the shapes, the height, everything is very accurate. And we can also provide that as LED 2.5 models. And how we do this so quickly, this was made in just a day, is that we procedurally generate the facades of buildings. And the user has control over those facades as well. So if there's a building that you want a different facade, you go into the catalog and select a different building type, change the elevations, even take buildings out and simulate what a new development might look like in your city. And all the weather and atmospherics are included from Blackshark as well, to where you can simulate different environments and how a street light might change. And so a lot of different use cases. It's more than just a pretty picture. It can be really, really useful for a local government. And as an example of that, these are some of the kind of the three pillars that Steve wanted us to focus on how they can use a digital twin. It's all around public safety, sustainability and urban planning, and communication, community engagement, and transparency. So in the bottom left, what you're seeing is actually from a customer of ours, City of Medina, and they use the digital twin that we created for them, and they connect all of their IoT devices into it and monitor their whole city in real time. They'll respond to requests, dispatch resources, respond to events, and monitor things through the digital twin that we created for them. So 5G has unlocked a lot of that capability to where you can actually have these smart cities that are really connected and make informed decisions there. And then when it comes to the sustainability and urban planning piece, being able to visualize how a new development is going to affect its surroundings, how it's going to interact with them. As a little joke here, I've got a screenshot in the middle of Cowboys Stadium where the light is beaming in from the windows every single Sunday, and they're saying they're losing games from it, but it probably could have been avoided with a little better urban planning. So that's something where Blackshark could definitely help. And then the community engagement and transparency piece is really related to that as well. Being able to communicate to the public on how things are changing their community, make informed decisions when they're voting, and really get that buy-in from them and just create a more resilient community. And so much of this is around public safety, right? So being able to simulate what disasters might be like and how you're going to respond to them. And because our 3D is so good down at ground level, it's used a lot for training as well. So VR and XR for police forces and fire response, and being able to simulate what things are going to be like on the ground. Okay, so a lot of people say, well, we've already got 3D, right? So this is from Google Earth, and I think we're all familiar with 3D from photogrammetry. It's become pretty ubiquitous, and it's great from a distance, but when you get in down close, that's where things kind of start to break down. You can't really use it for that, for the simulation aspects. So that's where the Blackshark can come in and help to build these 3D digital twins from actual data. So extracting features from Hunter, bringing them into a 3D environment, and you can keep your city up to date and being realistic as well. So that's it from me. Had to wrap it up here, I think right on time. So if you want to learn more, check me out on LinkedIn, go to our website, Blackshark.AI. I'd be happy to give you guys a demo, answer any questions, but thank you all very much.
All right. Give it up. Awesome. Yes, if you guys have any questions, I'll have both you guys come up, and then, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question about since our cities are changing so rapidly with new development and whatnot, will there be an ability to sort of go into a time machine and see, like, say you've modeled it up to 2024, and then when it's 2035, can you go back to a period of time?
In 3D or in?
Yeah, similar to like in Google Earth Pro, how you can sort of reverse time, but you can't actually reverse time in 3D.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The way that we construct the 3D model. It's as a configuration file that we deliver to you. And as that gets updated, you can keep those files and have a record over time. But we also do change detection on any imagery source. So just comparing two different dates, similar to that short little demo that I showed where you're just highlighting the things that you want. You just highlight the things that have changed and then run it across huge data sets and identify all the change, whether it's buildings or vegetation loss or even erosion as well. If you do the training on a digital surface model, you'll be able to see where you're starting to get gullies and where you got habitat loss. So the change detection is pretty powerful. I didn't show that here today, but if you guys want to see it, yeah, definitely get in touch and we can show you that as well.
Yeah, one or two more.
So I have a question about the tree detection. The example that you showed us was of a palm tree. And so I'm guessing that Hunter saw the shape, the form of the tree and was able to recognize palm trees. But I'm wondering about for broadleaf trees, would Hunter be able to identify, say, an oak tree amongst, all the broad, because we have regulations in LA County about oak trees. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, if you have hyperspectral data, you can feed up to 16 bands of data into Hunter, and it'll be able to pick up on the subtle differences in each one of those bands as well. So the reflectance and the intensity of the light being returned, and you could absolutely pick up on different species of trees with enough training. It looks at more than just the pixels. It starts to look at relationships and where things are in relation to other things. So it's very intuitive, and it goes very, very quickly. So you could easily see, like, from a 1 week trial basically, and go around and spend 30 minutes and you'd have a prototype right away to be able to know, is it working or not? It's not really that black box of, well, is it going to give me back what I want or not? You really have control over it. So more training, the better. Different data sources, works with all those as well. So yeah, it definitely can.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we'll save question. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you currently fly with the hyperspectral?
The camera? Yes.
Yeah, so we can pull imagery from different species of trees.
Like I used 5-band imagery from EagleView for that palm tree detection model.
Okay.
Yeah.
That really wasn't my question, sorry. So you're working
No.
with EagleView.
No.
How does your business model work with the contract with the county with Lariat? Are we able to leverage any of the
Yeah,
AI
so good.
information
So,
from
so my team member met. So we don't have a hyperspectral camera. So it's not identifying tree species. Our camera can't do that. We need the model to do that after the fact. So that's that. And then regarding, so if you love that and you want that, honestly, I mean, the quickest thing is to talk to Steve. So we're doing a pilot. We're doing a pilot program. We're going to kind of prove it out on a small region, 20 square mile region, and then from there, if there's a city or region that you're interested in getting, Steve's your guy.
So I'll just wrap up and say, yeah, again, if this was a pilot for Lariac to see what's possible, we're going to actually receive these data products after they're a little more ready for delivery, and we'll be able to play with them. And then we can talk about when and how we do it program-wide or specific cities or regions want it. Again, this is sort of our late in the cycle. We do these pilot tests so that for the next cycle, if we decide as a consortium we want this for the entire county, we'll do it for the entire county. These guys at Blackshark tell me they can run the whole county in 5 minutes. No, maybe not 5, but a couple of days. I mean, the engines are really fast if we have the right input data. And we have the imagery, we have a lot of our own data countywide. I think there's a lot of potential to make this, into real analytical data. So with that, I'm gonna let us do our little photo op, and then I'm gonna make some closing announcements before we go eat cake.
So everybody, we're going to be cutting cake in about 5 minutes in the main booth. 5 or 10 minutes in the main tent. And then we'll have closing remarks from Steve.